as I was saying, I would maybe have the woodwinds play the first part of the round on the second, and then the brass come out on the second. Or I could mix them all in, like have the clarinets, the trumpets, the trombones, and the percussion play on the first one, and then have the rest of the band play on the second one. Or I could make it into yeah, I could do that. Or I could have the woodwinds play and play one and the brass play the other, but that would be another way for me to go around and like do some independent, like just figuring out who might be having trouble playing this, especially it being around. They might hear wrong, or they might start in the wrong place. So I would go around and listen and try to help them out. But next, I'm going to be playing I'm going to play Jingle Bells, and I'm going to play the top split for this. I would go through and I would scaffold all of this, because it would be like the first long piece that they would be playing, like we said the other day. And so I'd have them, I would want them to go through, we would sing it, and where the box that says 5 is, I would have them sing until then, and then play it, and then go all the way to 13, and do the same thing, and then go 13 through the end, like it is. And I may not even teach them the entirety of it on the first go. I may just teach them from the beginning to 13, and then teach them the rest on another day. That way I guess they wouldn't be getting bored with it or something along those lines. But I would just have them sing through it the first go around, and then I would go through and have them play from 1 to 5, and then from 5 to 13, and then 13 to the end, knowing the phrases and what I want them to do musically in it. But I'm going to play the entirety of it for you. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Bar. I messed up the C to the G, so I would have them practice their leaps in this song, because I also messed up on the leap that was on the 4th measure from the C to the A, and also from the G to the D. So I'd have them go through and practice, and it doesn't even take like you to change your lips at all, really. So I'd have them do it without like trying to make any weird movements with their lips. Then also I noticed that I was playing before the breath marks in the music, and that there aren't breath marks for everywhere that a child may need to go in and breathe. So I would have them go in, and a good place to breathe after 8, since there aren't that many breath marks until 16. I would have them they did a break at 11, so they would be able to breathe. They'd be able to breathe at 8 and then again at 11. But I know that I lost my air by drilling from 12 to 13 and I had to take in another breath. So maybe I should have just taken a deeper breath. But that's still also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's still 6 measures that they have to breathe in through. So if they really needed the breath again before bar 16, I would probably have them do it at the end of 14. Just da 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 da, like a little quick one. Or maybe if they really need it at 13, because that would make a lot more sense also. Da 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 da. Just a little quick one so that they could do it. Or maybe it would be a good time to start teaching them how to like stagger breathe, so that people are able to breathe while others are still playing, and especially depending upon the size of my ensemble. But if I had a bigger ensemble, then it would be a lot easier to hide like breathing, like people that were breathing while other people were playing. But the most important thing would be to start teach my kids on how to take phrases longer than just 4 measures at a time, because the song starts to make you have to do that. So I would do a few breathing exercises with them so that they would be able to hold out their air longer. Maybe even a few breathing gym exercises that would help them. But for now, I'm going to go and play Down by the Valley, which is 70. And it's in 3. It's in 3/4, so I would have them recognize that. And there's also like dynamic cues. Like at the beginning it's at forte, but then at measure 4 it goes down to piano. So I would have them sing it first, and I would have them sing like a dynamic, like the volume that they would think. That way I can hear on how they wanna maybe do it, or if there's not enough, then I would teach them how to sing more when being loud. But let's go ahead and do 1, 2. This song was a very legato piece, so I would have them sing it as legato. And there's also 1 flat in this, which is B flat, so I would have them go in and circle it. I wouldn't have them mark the fingering for it, because they should already be accustomed to a B flat from scales. but I would just have them recognize what the key signature is going to be for them and what their accidental is going to be, and have them circle it. Because it only occurs once, but it only takes one time to really mess up music by not playing the right accidental. But thank you for listening to me, Dr. Waymire, and I hope you have a nice weekend.